So in this lesson, we're going to learn how to build our unit circle. So before we start, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need some glue or some tape. Hopefully you have all your unit circle parts cut out. You're going to need some, you're going to need this paper protractor. Hopefully you cut that out, or if you have your own protractor at home, that's great. And then you're going to need colored pencils or pens. But you're going to need a blue, a green, and either a pink or a red. Both of those will work. I'm not going to go slow in the video, so just pause as you need to do each step. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the white circle that you have. Okay, and we're going to do some measuring on it. Okay, so when you use your protractor to measure, see this little dot right there in the center? That's what you want to line up on the origin of the unit circle. So now if you do mess this up, then you can always you can always reprint your unit circle. Hopefully you don't have to do that, but you can always do that. And then the first thing I'm going to measure, I'm going to use blue. And the first thing, because we're purposely color coding, so you want to follow the right colors. We're going to I'm doing blue, and I'm going to measure 30 degrees out. So I'm going to put a mark every 30 degrees, which would be 30, 60, 90 is on an axis, so I'm not going to do that, 120, and then 150. And then I'm going to take and draw, I'm going to use my straight edge, hopefully you have a straight edge, and remember a straight edge could be the edge of a book, it could be an ID, it could be a ruler, but it doesn't have to be just something straight that's hard enough to give you a nice straight edge. So you're going to take all of these lines, we're going to go all the way through the origin to the side of each one of those lines. Okay, way better than mine, I missed. So let me show you the next page, okay? Okay, I'm gonna grab my ruler here. Okay, so that is what it should look like. You should have 4 lines going through the entire circle through the origin, every 30 degrees. Then on the next step, we want to make the 2 lines that are vertically in the middle. I want you to trace those in green. Those are actually our 60-degree lines. Then I want you to use your protractor again, and either in pink or red, let me get that back up. So either in pink or red, you're going to do this every 45 degrees. So 45 is between 40 and 50, so you're going to make a mark at 45. 90, you don't really need a mark. And then there's another 45 over here. And do the same thing, connect it through the origin, and draw 2 lines through the entire circle. So I can show you what that looks like here. Oh, I have too many. I should not have those ones on the axes in this. All right, so that's what it should look like. So you should really have about 6 different lines going through here, and it should look like that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to glue or tape down your white circle on top of your yellow circle, and you'll notice that they're lined up on these axes lines here. Okay, so you want to line them up on the axes. So that way your white circle ends up centered on top of your yellow circle. You do want a nice border here as much as you can, because we are going to be writing some things in that border. And then you're going to put the white and yellow circle on top of the orange circle and glue that down. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fill in all the measures of the angles and the radians. Yesterday we learned how to convert from degrees to radians and radians to degrees. So basically we've done all that work for you. I'm not making you do it, but you're going to need that work here. So what you should do is pause the video, and I'm going to pause for just a few seconds so you have enough time to pause the video and go ahead and write all of that down. and make sure you're accurate because you're going to be able to use this on tests. Then in the orange ring, you're going to write you're going to name the quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be an important thing that we have to reference when we're using this unit circle. And then we're going to put a mnemonic device out in that orange ring, so it's all positive. And then you're going to write sine cosecant with a plus sign positive and in parentheses students. And then you're going to write tangent cotangent positive in the parentheses take. And then you're going to write cosecant secant with a positive and with calculus. So the mnemonic is all students take calculus. And it's going to help us remember which ones are positive and which quadrants, which we're going to learn about tomorrow. All right, then you need your 3 triangles. We're going to put some labels on the 3 triangles. You've hopefully cut them out. If you haven't cut them out first. Again, make sure you just cut out around the edges and don't cut off the little circle because we're going to put these on top, layer these on top of your unit circle. They're mostly kind of decoration. They do assist us, but it's just kind of fun to put them there. They are going to assist us with doing some of the problems. So this is what you need to put on there. We're putting our ratios of what each of the sides measure. So across from the 30 degrees, you're going to put a 1. Adjacent to the 30, you're going to put a square root of 3. And on the hypotenuse, you're going to put a 2. On the 60, across from the 60, a square root of 3. On adjacent 1, and on the hypotenuse 2. On 45, on both the opposite and the adjacent, a 1. And on the hypotenuse is square root of 2. And those numbers should be familiar. We did use them when we talked about right triangle trig the other day. And then your final step is that you're going to take and try to make yourself a tiny little hole in the center there. And you're going to take your triangles and layer them over the center. Okay. And then stick the little brad, the little metal thing if you picked it up at school, and make it so that they can spin around. If you didn't pick it up at school, that's fine. Maybe just tape them kind of, let me see if I can get it to move, in some kind of order where you can kind of see it. You can spin them around. I don't know if this is going to let me spin it. No, it's not. It's going to squish it. But you could spin them so you could see. You're going to need to see the measurements of the sides. Even if you're doing this at home and you just want to tape them to the back side, you could. That would probably be okay because you are going to need to be able to see what's going on with each of the triangles. Because we're going to need to be able to see the lines underneath and the triangles as a reference when we learn how to use this tomorrow. Okay, that's it. So for your assignment today, for the homework, you're just going to take a picture of your completed unit circle. If you have to put the triangles on the back, make sure I see a picture of both sides and turn it into one file, preferably PDF if you can, and then turn that into Google Classroom. And that's it for the day.